Development Program Series organized by MIASI Institute of Information Technology. We have planned a program, like one program every week throughout the month of November, and we require all your support as well. To begin with, a little just about our institution. MIASI Institute of Information Technology is situated in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. It was established in the year 2002. It is accredited from AICTE and it is affiliated to the University of Madras. MIASI Institute of Information Technology is an independent standalone institute offering MCA program exclusively. It is a co-educational institution and has 120 students in each batch studying MCA. That's a little gist about our institution. So before moving further, a gentle reminder on the cybersecurity course to all the participants. So there is a free cybersecurity course mentioned by the resource person on day one, Mr. Ibrahim. For the cybersecurity course, every college can select one faculty for whom the course will be offered at free of cost. Kindly send your details to Dr. Jayalakshmi of MIASI Institute of Information Technology. Her number is there in the WhatsApp group. 18th is the last day, so please share your details on or before 18th to Dr. Jayalakshmi. Her number is there in the WhatsApp group. Okay, moving forward, without further ado, let's start the session by taking the Almighty's name and invoking his blessings. I request Mr. Mohammed Gauss, Assistant Professor, MIASI Institute of Information Technology, to recite the Kirat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. صدق الله العظيم. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. I now request Ms. Shaista, Assistant Professor, MIASI Institute of Information Technology, to welcome the gathering and introduce the resource person to us.
Thank you, Samya ma'am. Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to all. First of all, I would like to express my warm welcome to the resource person, staff members and the participants for the third day of our International Online FDP series on trending technologies. On behalf of MIASI Institute of Information Technology, I would like to welcome our resource person, Mr. Charles Park. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and for your gracious presence, sir. Mr. Charles Park is a product and project manager at Tata Consultancy Services. He has been associated with TCS for more than 10 years, and since 2019, he has been working as a product and project manager, providing technical solution and digital transformation by developing cloud-based application in agile methodology to align the domestic fare to international standard and also to implement complex functionalities and business rules for Japan Airlines. Prior to which, he was a technical business analyst for an Amadeus Japan. He has completed his undergraduate in BE Computer Science from Anna University. He is highly skilled in multiple domains like Java, Python, AWS, and web services. He is an IBM certified database associate. He has a strong business knowledge and experience in PSS, passenger service system, and e-commerce. He is very dynamic and skilled person, and we are very really honored to have you with us, sir. Once again, I welcome you, sir, and now it's your turn. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shaista ma'am, for the kind introduction. Yeah, so before starting, maybe I just want to make this session as interactive. So I just want to know, like, maybe who all the participants. Yeah, I understand, like, there are faculties. Like, are the students from any other departments are present in this call? Maybe the students can give a thumbs up, or they can raise the hand.
Most of them are faculty members, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Most of them.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So in that case, yeah, it's very pleasure to conduct a session on cloud computing, and also like it's also my learning curve, like to share my experience with you all. So to begin with, maybe I will share my slides too, like on the cloud part, maybe like maybe as the introduction was provided. So I've been working in the various development activities, and closely I'm sticking to the airline industry. So my major clients are airline customers, where we used to do the development and also the implementation. So as you are as you all are aware, like maybe due to the COVID, I think the major impacted industry is the airline industry. So I think from the beginning of 2019, so all the major airlines, they started doing the migration, okay, from the in-house application to the cloud. So I had the opportunity to work in various cloud transformation business and also to implement the digital transformation. So I'm also like AWS certified as a cloud practitioner and also the solution architect associate level. I'm also currently working on the AWS solution architect professional level too. So I will share my slide now. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so in today's session, like we'll be covering the below topics, like what is cloud computing, why cloud is required, what all the types of cloud computing, and why cloud is required. So why we need to learn cloud. So under cloud, like there are many vendors. Okay, so we will cover like AWS today and why AWS too. Why AWS stands out compared to the other cloud vendors. Yeah. So to start with, I just want to ask few questions like, what do you think is a cloud computing? What is cloud computing? Anything which comes to your mind, maybe you can just share. Yeah, so Afzal said like it's on demand. Yes, obviously. So virtual storage, yes. Yeah. Okay, storage. So usually like when we think of cloud, right? So we always think, okay, it is the storage part. Okay, so where we store the data and we access the data over the internet, okay, through internet. So we get all the information. Okay, so most of the members like will be thinking that is cloud. Yeah, so it is correct. So whenever we store some data, okay, so in a server, and when we access the data, okay, through internet service, okay, it is called cloud computing. Okay, and here cloud is not only for storage, okay, so it can be used for various services. Okay, we can use it for IoT. Okay, so we can use it for data warehousing. Okay, we can use it for database. Okay, and also for computing services. Okay, if you want to host any Apache server, okay, or Tomcat server, you can still host it in the cloud and you can access via cloud. Okay, the only thing is you can store all the components in the cloud, but you just need the internet. Okay, you don't need any physical servers to be present near you. Okay, so that is cloud computing. So even in this picture, like we have just given, okay, usually like we used to have pen drive or any physical hard disk, okay, where we store the data. Okay, the data can be image, okay, or files, okay, or any other applications. So we store it in the device, but there can be a problem. Okay, what happens if your device is not working? Okay, so we might face a big challenge. So cloud can be a one kind of solution. Okay, what we can do is like you can just move all your data to a cloud vendor. Okay, so as I said, cloud vendor, maybe I can just share few cloud vendors too. Okay, maybe one we can say Google Drive. Okay, and another I can say AWS S3. Okay, so everyone, a majority of the members know Google Drive, right? So where we share the documents with others through Google Drive. Okay, so where we can just put all your data in Google Drive. Okay, and to access the data, you just need the internet. Okay, through your any smart devices, connect with the connection of internet, you can just access all the content from the cloud. Okay, that is cloud computing. Yeah, so cloud computing, like it becomes like very basic. Okay, now everyone understands like what is cloud computing. Why why do you think like major companies are migrating to cloud? What can be the reason? Okay, the reasons are provided here. But apart from these reasons, like what do you think, like why cloud has become so popular in last 5 years? What can be the reason? Okay, it's not only a company. Okay, so don't think from a company perspective. Even many institutes, maybe including the colleges or universities, they are planning to migrate their applications to cloud. Okay, so what can be the possible benefits? Yeah, I think Pungulili ma'am has said like it is cost effective. Yeah, cost effective is the major factor. What are the other benefits which you think that we can get it from cloud computing? Easy expansion, yes. Pay-per use, okay. Think like, okay, we use Google Drive, right? So what all the benefits we get it from Google Drive? Yeah, elasticity. Yes, you can do a scale up and scale down without any hesitation, without thinking about the hardware. Good. Anytime, anywhere. Yes, you can connect from India or US or Japan. Yes. Okay. So, as many of you have said, okay, so multi-tenancy, yes. So we have like various benefits, right? So the major benefit is like on-demand delivery. Okay, so whenever we need the application, whenever we need the access, okay, through internet, we are going to connect it. Okay, that is the best part. And also like there are like 4 major advantages, okay, while using the cloud. Okay, the first one is, yes, definitely it is access on demand. Okay, so whenever I need it, whenever I require the resource, I'm going to connect it. The second one is avoid large upfront investments. Okay, for example, like if you want to start a company, okay, similar to Amazon or Flipkart. Okay, so usually what we have to do, think like, okay, we are going to start a company, a small company, a website development company. What we need? Okay, so we need these servers. Okay, we need the hardwares. Okay, we need routers, network data and everything. Okay, we need to buy everything, right? We need to buy all the devices. We need to install in a room. Okay, we need to connect everything and we need to keep it ready. So whenever we want to create a website or something, that particular server should be always running. Okay, it should be like 24/7. So initially you need to go and invest it. Okay, you need to buy the devices, you need to invest your time. Okay, you need to invest your money. Okay, but in cloud, you don't need to worry about the hardware. Okay, don't worry about the hardware cost. Okay, you are just going to use the application. Okay, because the hardware will be provided by the third party. Okay, who is the like cloud computing platform. You are going to just consume the server. Okay, which means you are going to deploy your application and you're just going to access the application. So you no need to worry about the cost. And while accessing the application, you are going to pay for the company, okay, for the usage which you are going to use. Okay, for example, like I'm going to create a website similar to Flipkart. Okay, so initially like 100 customers are using. Okay, so yeah, my website will be supporting. Consider like now 10,000 customers are using. Okay, the website is used by many members. So in that case, I no need to worry about the hardware application. Okay, the expansion, okay, and also like what all the resources which are required, that will be completely taken care of by the third party. Okay, no need to worry about the infrastructure. Okay, we need to worry about the application development and also the customer experience. Okay, so this 4 will be the major criteria, okay, and the advantage of the cloud computing. Okay, so before getting deep into cloud computing, so we'll just try to understand the basic architecture of a computer. Okay, so everyone here definitely knows, okay, a computer contains a CPU, hard disk, okay, RAM, network interface to connect to the network using the router and switch. Okay, this is just a single computer. Okay, now I have a question. Okay. To create an application, I need a server, right? Okay. What is a server? Okay, to create an application, I need to just put all my codes into a server. I need to deploy it into the server. Okay, what is the server? A server will be similar to computer, right? A normal PC. But what is the specialty? What is the characteristic that we say, okay, that is a server? Yeah, it provides services that responds and stores the executive client needs. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think Afzal has given an exact one. So we need a high processing system. Okay, usually the servers will be configured with high processing system, okay, which contains the higher configuration of RAM, okay, higher configuration of hard disk, okay, with a good network interface where multiple computers can be connected to the server, okay, which can act as a client. Okay. So usually in the laboratories, like computer labs, like we'll be having a main server. Okay, from the server, we'll be just connecting to various PCs. Okay, where all the main core application will host it in the server. Okay, so this is a kind of like one simple server. Now, what will happen? Okay, if I want to start a business like Flipkart, okay, I need to invest more on the infrastructure. Okay, my servers, okay, it will not be like one single computer with maximum capacity. There will be hundreds of computers, okay, with the maximum configuration, okay, which we call it as servers. Okay, so where you can see on the left hand side. Usually, in any corporate company, okay, or any e-commerce company, they will be having a data center. Okay. So this particular data center will contain the huge servers, okay, whatever like you are looking on the left hand side, okay, they will be having the servers, they will be having the storage servers separately. And these servers, like to be connected, we will be having the routers, switch and firewall, okay, everything will be integrated. And they usually call it as corporate data center, okay. Most of the data centers will be hidden. Okay, they will not share it with the external source. Okay, so for example, I can say like no one knows where Flipkart data center is present in India. Okay, data center, they will keep it very secure way. The reason is all the major servers are present in the data center. Okay, the data center will contain all the customer data, okay, all the products which they are selling currently and also which they are going to sell in the future. Okay, so all the information will be present here. In case, okay, if the data center goes down, okay, their entire business will get impacted. Okay, the websites will be down. There won't be any payment transactions. There won't be no process will be happening. Okay, and also for the data center, okay, the companies will also create a backup system. Okay, again, the backup system will be in a different location. Okay, suppose the data center is in Chennai. Okay, the backup system, okay, will be in located in Delhi or Mumbai in different location. Okay, so usually any global companies, okay, they'll be having the data centers, okay, which will be like hidden, which they maintain in a secure way, and correspondingly, they will be also having the backup system. Okay. Before cloud computing, okay, all the companies, they were maintaining both the data centers and also the backup system in the different location. Okay. For the data center and also for the backup system, they need to spend hugely on the infrastructure, okay, especially on the security, okay, on the infrastructure, because infrastructure cost, it's not only the hardware or the network data, it is also on the buildings, okay, where they need to build, and the building should be very much resistant to earthquake or tsunami. So they need to consider like many things, okay, for building the data centers. Okay. So usually the data centers will be in a different location and the corporate office will be in the different location. Okay. So to connect the data center and corporate location, they'll be using their internal networks where they can get the access of the customer data. Okay. So all these things, like I'm just explaining the legacy system, okay, before 2018 or 2019. Okay. With this system, okay, the companies were facing like more cost, okay, in maintaining the data center, security, hardware, okay, and also for softwares, they need to get the license. Okay, for example, if we use the Microsoft Word, okay, for that the license cost, they need to get it. Okay, it will be on a yearly basis. And also like whenever there is an upgrade on the operating system, okay, maybe Windows 10 they are using, now they want to switch to Windows 11. So all upgrades or software licensing cost, so everything was taken care by the company. Okay, so along with the power, internet connectivity and everything. Okay, so these were the challenges which they were facing previously. And now, like after moving to the cloud, okay, what happened is that complete data center, the respective companies, no need to maintain on their side. Okay, whatever the applications which they will be running, right, inside the servers, okay, that particular applications, they'll be hosting to the third party, okay, for AWS or Google Cloud. So they'll be just providing the data and we need to just pay for what we use. Okay, in that case, we can cut all the additional cost. Okay, all the operational cost we can exclude. Okay, suppose a company is moving to the any cloud computing platform. Okay, so till now, like everyone is clear. Okay. Yeah. So maybe we can see a few examples of the cloud. Okay. So everyone knows about the email servers, right? So initially, like we were using email servers, maybe before Gmail or Yahoo, okay, to communicate between one system to another system. But once Gmail came, okay, so everyone were using Gmail. Okay, Gmail is again a cloud service provided by Google, where the email server is hosted in the cloud. Okay, and previously, like before cloud came into picture, we were using a separate file server. We'll be having a separate hardware for file server where we'll be storing the data. And now we have Google Drive. Okay, we have Dropbox. Okay, and we have like multiple file servers where we can store it. Okay, as a cloud. And also, usually for the customer support, okay, whenever we need to, whenever like we face an issue on a product, okay, so we'll be reporting to the customer, right? As a customer, we'll be reporting to the respective vendors, okay? So for that, previously they were using a separate CRM system, but now we have a cloud provided application called Salesforce, okay, which will be taking care of the complete CRM in the cloud. Okay, so we have Gmail, Dropbox, and Sales Service, where these are the applications which are used globally by the public. Okay, the Gmail and Dropbox. And coming to the corporate industry, like Salesforce is used for for a CRM system. Okay. Can you guys tell me like what are the other cloud services which we are using apart from the list mentioned here? What are the cloud services we use? Yeah, Google Drive. Yes, we have mentioned already. OneDrive. Yes, OneDrive is the Microsoft provided drive. Yeah. So OneDrive is like which one? It is like it comes from what kind of server it is? Email server or file server or CRM? OneDrive is what service? Yeah, file server, exactly, where we are storing the file information. Okay. Yeah, AWS is a cloud platform. Okay, and they also provide the cloud infrastructure. Okay, maybe we'll discuss about AWS later. They are just a cloud provider. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now we will just get to know about the types of cloud computing. Okay. So cloud computing can be broadly classified into two. Okay. So to a deployment model and also the service model. Okay. Both the deployment model and service model will be a kind of like, how are we going to consume the cloud? Okay. Because cloud service, like there are like multiple service. Okay. Service for servers. Okay. Service for data mining. Okay. Many things are there, many services are there. Okay, but how are we going to consume the cloud? Okay, for that we need to understand about the deployment model and also the service model. Okay, we will see about the deployment model. What is the deployment model? Okay, so under deployment model we have three types. Okay, public cloud, hybrid cloud, and private cloud. Okay, we'll just see like what are they. Yeah, so public cloud, okay, is nothing but you can consider an example of a bus, okay, where the servers, okay, are present, okay, in some location, okay, where the servers are completely accessible by public. Okay, let's take an example of Gmail itself. Okay, Gmail, okay, Gmail is present somewhere in US and also in India. Okay, they'll be having a service. Okay, just through internet. Okay, everyone can access it. Okay, everyone can access it, right? So that is called public server. There is no restriction. Okay, whereas for private cloud, okay, it is like I will be deploying my application, okay, in the cloud, okay, and only I should be able to access it. That is called private. Okay, no one will get the access. Okay, for example, I'm going to create a code, okay, which is going to show the weather report. Okay, I just created the application. This application I'll be putting in the cloud provider, either in Google or in Amazon. Okay, I'll be providing my code there, and only I can access it. Okay, or any website. Okay, where the data can be accessed only by myself. Okay, that is called private cloud. The third one is the hybrid model. Okay, in a hybrid model, what will happen is, okay, partially it will be public and partially it will be private. Okay, for example, a taxi. Okay, the car is completely owned by the taxi driver. Okay, but I'll be using the taxi to reach my destination. Okay, where it is partially public and partially private. Okay, that is called hybrid cloud. Okay, so usually in industry, what they will do is many companies, okay, before they were using the private cloud. That is like all the infrastructure assets, right? They were just keeping it in their own data center, okay, in private. And slowly what they have did is like whatever they can outsource, okay, they can remove it from their own infrastructure. They were moving to the cloud, okay. They are moving to the cloud provider. So mostly like they'll be following the hybrid model, okay, where both it will be like they'll be having their own private cloud, and also they will be storing some information in the public cloud. Okay. So now we have a short quiz. Okay. So here, whatever you see here, right, in the yellow highlighted circle, okay, it is the cloud where you have the servers. Okay. And here we have different companies. Okay. We have company A, company B, and company C. Okay. If you see here in this particular cloud, right, so it is accessible by only by one company, whereas this cloud service is accessible by 3 companies. And we have the third picture where the cloud is accessible by 3 companies, but each company is having their own third-party servers. Okay, which means they have their private and also public. Okay, I just want the answers from you guys. Okay, what kind of deployment model the first picture shows? Is it public or private or hybrid? Because we saw, right, what only type of deployment models? Yes. Yeah, correct. Yeah, so the first one is a private one. So how about the second one? Yes, second one is public. Perfect. And the third one? Yes, perfect. It is an hybrid model. Okay, so here the company uses the cloud services, okay, provided by a vendor, and also they also have their on-premise servers, okay, where they keep few data with them. Okay, yeah. So now we are very much clear about, okay, the deployment model, okay, how we can do the implementation. And also we need to be aware about the service model. Okay, so in service model, okay, we have like 3 types. Okay, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, we will just see like what is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Yeah, so infrastructure as a service, okay, before getting into it, okay, to host an application, okay, to have a data center, okay, these attributes are very much important. Okay, data, application, where the application is running, okay, what are the middlewares which are required for the application, along with the operating system, whether it is an Ubuntu OS or Windows, what kind of OS, the virtualization of the networks and the application, where we can visualize what is going on, okay, what kind of servers are up and what kind of servers are down, along with the server details, and also we'll be having the storage and the networking. Okay, so all this data, okay, is required to host an application. Okay, so if it is infrastructure as a service, okay, what will happen is whatever the gray highlighted items, okay, that is data, application, runtime, middleware, and OS, okay, this thing we will be taking care. The remaining things, right, virtualization, server, storage, and networking, we will give it to the vendor, the third-party vendor. Okay, that is called infrastructure as a service. Okay, for example, if you want to host a website, okay, the website domain, okay, what we will do, we will just get the domain from the third-party vendor. Okay, but all the applications in the website we will be developing. Okay, we will be deciding what content should be there in the website, and then we will be hosting in the third-party vendor. Okay, that comes as an infrastructure as a service, where application I take care, whereas the infrastructure, it is taken care by the third party. Okay. Yeah, so that is what it is given here. Mostly all the websites, okay, it comes under the infrastructure as a service. Okay, then we will be looking at a platform as a service. So in a platform as a service, what we will do is even the operating system, middleware, and runtime, okay, will be handing over to the third party. Only we will be accessing the data and application. Okay, for this one, we can again take a website creation, but here we can use few third-party tools. For example, we can create website using WordPress, okay, or blogs, okay, blogspot.com. So we can use blogs, right? In blogs, what we are doing, we are just storing the content, right? Okay, we'll just add the content and it becomes a website. Okay, mostly that comes under a platform as a service. Okay, in infrastructure as a service, you just get the domain, then you store all the information, application, OS, okay, in the website, and you host it in the website. Okay, that is infrastructure. Whereas for platform, you just need to take care about the data and application. Okay, and the third one, it comes as like a software as a service. Okay, so all the softwares, right? So including the Gmail. Okay, it is a software as a service. We are consuming the Gmail. We are not going to maintain about the application runtime or operating system. We are not going to maintain anything. Okay, we are just going to just use the application, share the data between the users. Okay, that is software as a service. Okay, so these are the three main types of computing. Yeah, so before getting into the next slide, okay, so what we can do here is, okay, so everyone loves biryani, right? Everyone likes biryani. Okay. The session is not sleepy, right? Because it is in evening time. Okay, so everyone likes biryani. So how will you prepare biryani? Suppose if I want to have biryani, what are the ways I can consume biryani? What are the ways? Yeah, oil, spices, yes, we definitely need. Whether I'll be going to hotel or I'll be preparing in home, or I'll be ordering via Swiggy, or I'll go to hotel. What are the different ways? Yeah, home prepared, okay. Hotel. Then you might order it in online also, right? Swiggy or Zomato. Yeah. Okay. You tell me, okay, which comes under infrastructure as a service? Taking biryani as example. Let's go with the hotel. Okay. Hotel comes under which one? It will come under infrastructure or platform or SaaS. Because in hotel, what we have to do, we have to go to the hotel, right? We need to make some effort. Then looking at the menu card, okay, we need to just order it. Okay. Then we consume the data and we will do the payment. Correct? Yeah. So hotel, it falls under the platform as service. Okay. Hotel is a platform. Okay. Where we go there and we consume it. Okay. How about home preparation? Home preparation comes under what? Infrastructure or software as a service? I need at least answers from 10 members. Okay. 3 has answered as IaaS. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So considering the homemade biryani, right? So usually what we will do is maybe the red color one, we can consider it as vegetables or meat, okay, or chicken, which we get it from the shop. Okay, so which will be completely managed by the vendor. Okay, then in home, we will prepare it, okay, using our whatever the utilities we have. Okay, so we will just prepare with our spices and everything. Okay, so if you're eating biryani in home, mostly it will fall under the infrastructure as service. Okay, and definitely the remaining thing, which is the software as service, mostly the Zomato or Swiggy, okay, it falls under this case. Okay, I'll just use the application data where I'll be making an order and I'll be just consuming biryani. That's it. Okay. It'll be home, hotel, and online. Okay. So is everyone clear till now about what all the types of cloud computing, the deployment model and the service model? Any queries till now? Okay. I'm getting answers only from few members. Is the session very much boring? Okay. Yeah. So next we will just see about like why we need to learn cloud. Okay. So here actually there are like few statistics. Okay. Like how the cloud demand increases. Okay. If you see here, mostly like post-COVID, like many companies are migrating to cloud platforms. Okay. To cut their cost on the infrastructure side. Okay. So, and there are like many job openings, okay, in the market for especially for cloud computing, and also in the market, like considering the top 10 skills, okay, so we have AWS on the top, okay, because in Amazon Web Service, okay, it's not only the cloud platform, you can do whatever you want, okay, even if you want to host a big website, okay, you can just create it using Amazon Web Service, okay, even if you want to create a streaming site, okay, similar to Netflix or Prime, okay, you can host it in AWS. Okay, so everything you can do. Okay, they are providing such platform for all the industries. Okay, it's because like many websites are completely hosted in AWS. Okay, I can just name few websites too. So it is one of the top skills, and also the jobs in the cloud, right, in the market, it's not only on the development or on engineering side. Okay, there are like multiple openings on the architect and also on the engineering, not only on cloud but on the systems. Okay, so for architect and also the system implementation, there are much variety of job openings. Yeah, so now coming to the question, okay, why AWS? Okay, because in market we have like many providers. Okay, we have AWS, Azure, GCP, Google Cloud Platform, Alibaba, okay, Oracle, and also we have IBM Cloud, which are recently used by many companies because they provide only the private clouds. Okay, they haven't opened for public, and there are other many vendors too. Okay, but here like initially, okay, many companies were using Azure. Okay, especially with the VMware and many things were used, but Azure was not providing much features, okay, which AWS is providing. Okay, because AWS stands out in the market because of the advantages mentioned here. Okay, AWS, like suppose like if you're creating a website in AWS, okay, suppose the website server is in US. Okay, suppose the US goes down. Okay, what will happen is automatically AWS gives the backup from India. Okay, suppose if India is down, they will be providing the backup from any other Asian Pacific region. Okay, they have like multiple backup system. Okay, and also they have a good disaster recovery system. Okay, suppose if the website goes down, okay, in a fraction of a second, okay, they can recover it, and or they can remap to the other regions, okay, where to make the website up. Okay, they provide the security. Okay, security again, it will be having a biggest challenge. Okay, because in India we need to follow few security levels. Okay, suppose I want to create a company in India. Okay, suppose if I want to open a company in Europe, okay, the security level is different. Okay, they have something called GDPR. Okay, in US it is very much different. Okay, but in AWS, what I can do is I no need to bother about the security in each and every market. Okay, everything will be taken care by AWS. Okay, on top of that, they provide the complete security of your data. Okay, because in AWS you can create public cloud, you can create your private, or you can go with the hybrid model too. And also they come up with pay as you go pricing. Okay, because this pay as you go pricing has really impressed like many members. Okay, many members in the industry, because previously they need to pay or invest hugely on the infrastructure, but now whenever I want to consume, okay, I need to pay. Okay, for example, like all the in-house application, okay, either the staff management application, okay, or any database, okay, in anywhere, there are like few applications which will be turned on only for 8 hours. Okay, so remaining 16 hours, the application will be sleeping only, but the servers will be on. Okay, in many of the case. Okay, so consider like I create my own application, okay, to monitor the weather. Okay, usually to monitor the weather, I'll be waking up in the morning and I'll be just switching on the app. Okay, other than that, like I will not be using the app at all. Okay, but my server needs to run 24 hours. Okay, which is very bad because I need to pay the power cost, the server backup cost, server running cost, everything I have to pay. But when I host it on AWS, since I'm using my weather app only one time a day, okay, I'm going to pay for that one particular minute or one particular second which I'm going to use. Okay, that is very much cost effective. Okay, and also they have automated scheduling, okay, of backups. If I want to take any backup or I want to migrate some data, okay, we can also schedule them in AWS, and they have like many customization. Okay, so the very good part for the developers, okay, or whoever is interested in the application development, they provide the APIs, okay, application program interface, where we need to just write the logic. Okay, for example, I want the weather of Chennai. Okay, I need to write the logic in the API. Okay, and I need to say from which website the weather information has to be taken. Okay, if I given this in AWS, okay, I just need to write this code and host it in AWS. AWS will be providing the information of the weather. Okay, no need to worry about the compiler or any Apache, Tomcat, nothing. You just need to write the API services in AWS. Okay, the speed is very much huge, okay, and very much high, because like currently I'm mostly working on AWS and also on the Google Cloud. Okay, but considering the speed and agility, okay, and also the stability, AWS like stands very much unique. Okay, no one can beat the market. The reason being is, since like Amazon, they have the data centers in different places. Maybe it might be very easy for them to just convert the database into the cloud providing platforms. Okay, and also like they have the support. Okay, not only for the implementation or anything. Even if I want to create some architecture at a high level, okay, I can easily contact the AWS person for the approach, okay, for the implementation. Okay, so in the market, so you can see like AWS holds 34% of the market share, followed by Azure, and also GCP is computing very much. Okay, I think at present, I think GCP would have increased like 5% of the share. Okay. Is it clear why AWS stands unique? Okay. So to understand about the AWS, okay, like because like AWS has like multiple feature, maybe people will get lost like what we have to do next. Okay, because okay, we know what is cloud, okay, and we know who is the business leader, okay, who is the AWS, Amazon Web Service. Okay, how to start? Okay, so to start, mostly like we can just start with the cloud practitioner, okay, AWS cloud practitioner. For this, like we need to just understand the basic cloud knowledge with the fundamentals. Okay, what is cloud? What are the services which are available? Because in AWS there are more than hundreds of services. Okay, but as part of cloud practitioner, you need to know about 70 service minimum. Okay, so if you know about the 70 service, like what is the usage of the service and why we need to use, then it will be very easy for us to do the implementations. Okay, and for this, definitely the technical knowledge will not be required. Okay, because here we'll be just trying to learn about the application and we'll be using the application using the AWS interface. Okay, there is no coding skills required for the foundation level. The next level, we have the associate level, where we need to do some hands-ons, okay, on the AWS product. Here we'll be writing few codings. Okay, if members knows the basic of C or Java or Python, okay, so we can just develop the application. Okay, and once we develop, and it's not only the application development, we'll be hosting the application, we'll be tracking the application, how it is working. Okay, what is the TPS, transaction per second, and we can just monitor the application using AWS services like a CloudTrail, okay, and CloudWatch. So all those information will be available in the associate level. Okay, again in associate we have like 3 levels: architect, operations, and developer. Okay, for architect, okay, it's mostly like how to create a robust architecture. Okay, suppose like if someone comes to you and says, okay, I need to create an application and 10,000 members are the customers, end users, and it can increase to 1 lakh. Okay, tell me like how to create an application. Okay, where I need to develop the user interface. Okay, how my application program interface should be hosted. Okay, what is my service layer? Okay, what is my database? Because database is very much important. Okay, so those kinds of suggestions and implementation will be studied in the architect level. Okay, developer, it's completely the development. Okay, we need to have the complete development knowledge where we'll be developing the code within the AWS. On the operations, okay, this is nothing but usually in a development process, we need to store the code somewhere. Okay, nowadays I think many members are using GitHub, okay, which is an open source, but AWS also, they have something called a code pipeline, okay, where your code can be stored, it can be versioned up, and it can be deployed to multiple environments, okay, production environment or pre-production environment. So those kind of operation related things, okay, we'll be learning in the AWS SysOps administration. Okay, this will be the associate level. And once you get experience on the foundation and associate level, definitely members can try on the professional level, where minimum like 2 years of hands-on experience will be required. Okay, so this is like steps in becoming an AWS specialist. Okay, and mostly in our session, like we are covering the cloud practitioner and also the solution architect. Okay. Yeah. So in the cloud practitioner, to be more precise, like there will be like 4 major domains, which are like cloud concept, security and compliance, technology, billing and pricing. Okay. Yeah, I think it's mostly the theory. Maybe what I will do is I will just share my screen and I will share like how AWS will look. Okay. Okay. So this is how the my screen is visible, right? My browser screen. Can anyone confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, if you see here, okay, so maybe this is the AWS console page. Okay, so where we can see like what are the services which are present. Okay, so we have like storage services, okay, administration services, okay, where I can create the user, okay, and I can provide the details. And we have like budget services, okay, we can limit the budget, okay, per month I need to use only $10. Okay, usually the AWS billing cost will be in dollars. Okay, so we can just set the limits. Okay, it should not exceed $10. And what all the virtual servers I can use. Okay, suppose like I want to deploy a Java code or the Angular code, I can just deploy the corresponding jar files and disk files in the virtual servers. Okay, and we can create the private cloud or public cloud using this particular VPC feature. Okay, which is called like virtual private cloud. And on high level, like it contains the database. Okay, you can have the instance which can be running. Even if you want to create any gaming application or VR application, you can create using AWS. And database is present. Okay, the game development and also the media services. Okay, media services and also the content delivery. Mostly this kind of services are used by Netflix and Amazon Prime. So all such services are available in the AWS. Okay, so initially, like if you want to try, I think for first 1 year, it is completely free. Okay, for limited modules. Okay, so you can just create the account directly in AWS, and you can just do a few hands-on also, what it is and everything. Because suppose if I want to know about IAM, right? So I can just go there and they will be providing all the informations. Okay, so what is the IAM and what are the sub modules which are present here? So all the informations will be present here. Okay. Yeah. So that's it from my side. And any questions? Any open questions?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was a very informative session. Participants, you can please, post your questions or unmute and ask.
Yeah, I think Bharani was asking about hypervisor. Yeah, so Bharani, like hypervisor was the main reason where the cloud computing came into picture. Okay, because like the main storage and everything, it was coming from hypervisor. Later stage, the hypervisor was completely, the term was removed, but behind the cloud storage and the cloud services, hypervisor plays the major role. Okay. So
Can you
Vidya
hear me,
was,
sir?
yes,
Can you hear me?
yes,
Yes, sir. It's very
yes, ma'am.
nice, informative session, sir. As I am a research scholar, my area is analyzing the medical images. So, can I get an idea of since I'm using, as you said, GitHub, Kaggle, a platform over it. So, can I get an idea how the AW is I can use it?
Yes, actually in AWS for image processing, okay, there is a separate module. Okay, so usually like, I just want to understand like what kind of image processing which you're going to do. You are just going to just do the cropping of images
Ultrasound image, ultrasound image.
Okay. So in that case, like we can use some analytics tool in the AWS, ma'am. So we have like some services called image builders. Okay, so those services we can consume through AWS.
Sir, good evening.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Sir, regarding this AWS, if I did not close any service, then I'll have to pay for that. So is there any simulator for this to learn?
Simulator, because like, okay, in AWS, there are like, there are two services, okay? So one is we call it as serverless application, okay? And another is server application, okay? For the serverless applications, okay, for example, even the database, the application server, everything we can control using serverless, okay? Serverless means like whenever you hit the application will run on AWS, okay? That is serverless. Coming to the second, coming to the second one, where we have the servers, okay, where the servers will be running 24/7 in AWS, okay, and where we need to pay the cost, okay, and it completely depends on your requirement, okay. Usually in many companies, they will not go for server computation. Mostly they will go for serverless computation, okay, and we can use the server computation. Mostly we can use EC2 instance or AWS Fargate services in AWS, but you can limit the usage using the AWS budget. Okay, in the AWS budget, you can just say, okay, this instance should run for this much time, and the cost should not be more than $100. Okay, you can set a limit. If you set a limit, there will be an instant notification to you once the limit is reached. So it is your responsibility to go to the application and terminate the application. Okay, that is one process. The second one, what you can do is, while creating the application instance, you can just set the timer. Okay, I want the instance to run only on weekdays or only on weekends. You can do such configurations too.
In serverless, is there only
sir,
database
as
or
my
any other?
understanding,
Excuse me, sir.
Sorry, can you come again? Is the serverless only for?
In serverless, only for databases or all the any other?
Yeah, it is available for everything. So it is available for application server, okay, and the database server too.
Instance and as well as
it is available for instance.
Storage also.
Yeah, storage also. So AWS S3 we have it's completely serverless.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone?
sir, as my previous questions understanding, is it the kind of things which we will be using in a mobile data, cellular data, like it will be like whenever we need the data, we can even reassign the data of using the mobile data kind of thing, like current data. limitation kinds there?
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't understand the question clearly. We are comparing with the mobile data, whether suppose if you are not consuming the data, we can reassign to some other person. Yeah. Okay. So actually that kind of a feature is available because in AWS, we have one module called IAM. Okay, so identification and access management. Okay, so in that one, what you can do is you can create the group. Okay, for this particular group, we can have a limit of 10 GB. Okay, in that group, we can have multiple users. Okay, some 10 users. Okay, for the total 10 users, the limit will be 10 GB. So you can do such customization in AWS.
Good evening, sir. This is Pumurali.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, when students are asking for entering jobs related to cloud, any roles that is related to cloud computing, they are expecting, like, what are the skill sets that are expected for, especially for cloud computing related jobs?
Yes, ma'am. So for the beginners, definitely like the developers module and also the cloud practitioner initial. So the cloud practitioner exam, that initial certification will be very helpful, ma'am. Because once it is done, definitely like they will be doing some final year projects, right? So the project should be completely in AWS. Okay, the user interface development, UI development, or the application layer development. So everything, like if they develop and host it in AWS, I think that will have a good weightage in their resume when they are facing the interviews.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have a question. You mentioned about the 1 year of there is a free tier usage and all these things. See, I'm using AWS basically. So what's the doubt I have is after 1 year, right? So still we have some free tier things to use. So will it be charged or how it is? What's
after 1 year, Afzal, sir, like it is completely like how much usage we are doing in AWS. Okay, for example, this instance, right? So instance running, I think for 1 year, they have some limitation. Okay, for 380 hours it can run. Okay, but if you're exceeding it, we have to pay. Okay, so what I personally suggest is, if 1 year validity is over, create another account. Yeah, because since we are in corporate, right? So we use the corporate account, which is completely free of cost for us. But for beginners, I will always suggest like to create another free tier account. And also, if you're trying initially, use AWS budget, okay, and also AWS billing dashboard, okay, where it will just tell you everything. What are the applications that are running, whether if you're creating multiple networks, because few networks and a few endpoints are very expensive in AWS. Okay, you can easily create a domain. For example, www.charles.com, I can easily create a website. Okay, but that website will be costing heavily. Okay, so we need to continuously monitor AWS budget and also AWS billing dashboard regularly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what about the administrative related job opportunities, sir, in cloud?
Yeah, so usually like in companies, right? So mostly for the administrator, they have AWS IAM, okay, and also AWS organization. Okay, these are the two modules where the scope is for the admins, because only through these two modules, the complete AWS configuration, access, roles, creating groups, everything can be taken care of. Okay, so you need to learn these two to join any admin related roles in cloud.
Thank you, sir.
Because whenever a big development project is kicking off, okay, the admin will be coming into picture, okay, providing necessary access for developers, for reviewers, for the leads. So what kind of access and everything will be provided by the admin.
Is there any certification set of things related to this?
Yeah, in Cloud Practitioner, it will be covering the basic, sir. As a next level, I'll be suggesting to go with the architect for admin. Okay, and also in
which one will be preferable, sir? Admin or developer set related to jobs?
Related to jobs, I think the Cloud Practitioner will be preferable, sir. Because that will cover the basic. Because on top of it, like I'll be preferring the members to just implement some modules, okay, in the cloud.
What about the security features in this?
Yeah, so security, again, it is a big area. Maybe I cannot comment here. So security, as I explained, right, maybe based on the regions, they'll be providing different security. And also within AWS, there are like security on the network, application, okay, and also for the private clouds, okay, public and private clouds. So you can define the security at different levels.
Is there any certifications related for that particular thing?
Yeah, I think for AWS security is a separate certification. So that is a kind of like a specialized certification. But even before taking the AWS security, I'll be requesting everyone to at least understand the Cloud Practitioner, because Cloud Practitioner will cover all the modules, okay, at a very high level information. So with that, maybe you can apply for AWS security certification.
So if we land AWS, will it be applicable to Azure and other?
Yeah, I think the fundamental concepts will be same, sir. Because if you are clearing AWS certification, you can just clear the GCP also, because the fundamental and the concepts are same. You can easily relate. They have the same functionality with different names. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe if no other questions, like I have just created a Google form, okay, which will be asking for the name and the WhatsApp number. Yeah, maybe like whoever is interested in the cloud, okay, maybe they can just fill the form, okay, and if there are any queries also, maybe you can contact the team. Maybe I can answer it later too. I'm happy to help and support.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being patient and answering all the questions as well. So participants, the feedback form link for this session is in the chat box. Kindly fill it. And sir is also posting a Google form. You can also fill in your details if you're interested. Okay, moving further, it's now time to place our gratitude. I request Dr. Revati, Assistant Professor, Miyasi Institute of Information Technology, to propose the word of thanks.
Thank you, Samia ma'am. A very good evening to one and all present here. It's my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks in today's session. First and foremost, I would like to thank Almighty for blessings us with a great day. On behalf of Miyasi Institute of Information Technology, I express my sincere thanks to the management for their encouragement towards all our initiatives. I express my gratitude, sincere thanks to our Secretary Janab Ilyas sir for giving this wonderful opportunity. Also, I express my gratitude to Mr. Joseph Muhammad Sahib, convener of Miyasi Institute of Information Technology, and all other executive committee members for their constant support. I would like to extend my gratitude to our resource person of this day, Mr. Charles Paul sir. He is a cloud solution specialist in Japan. Your session is very informative and energetic, interactive session, sir. Thank you, sir. And then a special thanks to our respected director, Dr. Revati Krishnamurthy ma'am, and our department Dr. Usha ma'am, further immense support conducting a successful session 5-day FDP program. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank all the professors for the presence and support. Last and but not least, I thank all the participants from the various colleges across India for their presence and active involvement. I also thank the YouTube audience for the supports. Once again, thank you each and every one of your presence and for making the third day of the 5-day FDP successful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Participants,
Thanks a lot.
participants, again, a gentle reminder to
thank
turn
you.
in the names for the cyber security course. The last date is 18th November. Please send in your names along with your college and other details to Dr. Jayalakshmi, whose number will be available in the WhatsApp group. Thank you. Can we wait for another few minutes and then close the meeting, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
After 8:20, you can close because we already posted the feedback link.
Yes, miss.
Please send in your cyber security related details in the WhatsApp group to Dr. Jayalakshmi alone. Please do a direct message. Do not send it in the common group, please.